My name is Sarah Baker, and I've been coming to 514 Church for 2 years. When I grew up, I lived in Chicago, and my parents went to church for a while, and then we moved back to Columbus, Ohio when I was in middle school, and they kind of just fell out of the church for a while, and they started going back to church during my later years in high school, but I only would go really when I would just want to spend time with them. In my junior year of high school, I started dating a guy. The relationship became pretty abusive throughout the time that we dated, and he was also a drug dealer. So eventually he had convinced me to partake in some of those activities as well. And during that time that I dated him, I really stopped believing in God. During that time, I would classify myself as an agnostic. I didn't really want to say that he wasn't real, but I did not want to believe him because I was going through such a hard time and I didn't understand why it was happening, and I was blaming it on him. A year or so later, I stopped dating. I had felt lonely, and I didn't really have anything to fall back on. I would go out to the bars just so I could feel not lonely, so I could be around people, so I could feel like, people cared about me. But I would go home and I would just have this void that something was missing. A year later, I heard about a guy riding his bicycle across the country to build his faith in Jesus. And I thought it was crazy and weird, and I didn't understand it. I ended up messaging him, though, just saying that someday I wish I would have the faith that he did. My mind was blown on how somebody could trust God that much and believe that he was going to take care of him. That message started a never-ending conversation, and 2 years later we ended up getting married. He invited me to go with him to 514 Church. In the summer of 2012, Joel did a sermon on why bad things happen, and the fact that people always blame God for the bad things that happen. In his sermon, he ended up saying that you need to ask God into your life so he can help you defend yourself against those bad things. And it kind of just all came together that day. Really changed my outlook on who God was and what he wanted for my life. That he just loved me. My name is Sarah Baker, and I'm getting baptized today to show people that I have committed my life to God and that I love Jesus.